This episode of Baby, This is Keke Palmer is sponsored by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Now let's get this show on the road. Girl, now that's T-Woo.
And I always created motion and movement and money around me. I always accumulated success, like always. I always been a hustler. I feel like the biggest mistake I did make was scamming because they landed my ass in prison.
I do love when you get into your bag and you be talking, you be dragging the girls. You know I DM you real quick and I be like, eat her up.
I don't know what it is about me. Just don't like me.
I don't care what you think I got. I don't care how you think I'm living. I'm still gonna drag your ass, no matter what. All righty. So, Mom, today we're talking about friendships, working with friends, whether it's music or entertainment, starting a business. You know, we can think about it with Mark Zuckerberg and those dudes that he started they weren't really his friends, according to Social Network, but building an app with a friend, creating, the one guy was Mark Zuckerberg's friend. Anyway, just the pros and the cons of creating something with a friend. Let me just start with, have you ever worked with a friend before?
No.
Or built something with a friend before?
Hell no. No.
Why are you saying
don't recommend
no,
it?
Well, why?
I don't recommend it. I mean, for me, for me personally, I think it's a matter of opinion. I think I've always been more focused on things than any of my friends. I've always been very determined and organized and I guess maybe fixated on whatever it was I was trying to get done. And I never found anyone who was as focused on anything as much as you. Probably you're the only person that I know that is very focused when you want to be and very determined to do things. But most of the time I deal with people, when you start off, everybody's working. And then after a while, it's like, girl, I got to go, over here shopping, or I got to do something. They start like slacking off, And it's like, we in this together, boo. What's going on here?
I love that what you're saying, because people talk about
like,
this a lot when they do.
I don't want to babysit. Yeah, I don't want to babysit grown people. Nah, it's a no for me.
I didn't go to high school, but I hear people talk about like in high school doing a group project, and people are first of all doing it, but then they stop doing it, and then you're doing all the work, and then you have to share the credit. And obviously it's not about credit, but you do want to feel like the people that you're working with, we all put in 100%, you know what I mean, to get to this ending result. And for me, and obviously you too, we're both Virgos. Virgos are always quicker to just say, let me do everything on my own. But there is something to teamwork and team building. Like, even though I have never had necessarily a particular partner, I have had partners on different things. I've had you as a partner through my career at different moments in time. I have partners that I produce with, partners that I write with, but it is difficult to find. I think when you have a friend that you really can partner with, and there's no judgment, no disrespect, no devaluing, but 100% hard work on both of y'all's end, it can be an amazing experience, because there's no I in team, and I don't want to be the I in the team, even if there was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree. When it works well, right? But I just think, like, especially like if like in a girls group or a group, you always hear those stories about how he didn't show up for rehearsal, or they're arguing over the money, So like when you take a group like Jodeci, a great group, memorable songs. But I think Devontae, I think he produced or wrote most of the songs. So, but the two brothers, their voices were iconic. So like, how do you split that check? And I think that happens to a lot of young artists. Friends come together and it's fun, but I just, I've just read and heard so many stories of what starts off as fun later becomes drama. They're arguing and they're fighting with each other because of, it's always sounds like money is the root of the problem. And I just think when you do business deals with your friends, it can be tricky. It can be very tricky. Mm-hmm. And then also when you're the one that's doing all the work, let's, for example, you start a girls group and you're the primary investor. You're the person that has the money, or maybe your family is putting all the money into it. Your mom is investing all the money into it. And then the group blows up. Now you're bigger than life. Now the checks come through. I think mom should be paid back. I think the investors should be paid back. Whereas the group might be thinking, well, we're the stars, we're the ones who took the money and became successful. So yeah, we'll pay mama back, but in our own time. I think, like you said, people have to know that it's a business and they have to go in with that in mind of like,
And people
I
have to
don't
stop pretending that just because you're the person in front of the camera, that means you're getting all the money. I think that's the biggest gag of all. Like, if you're going into the music business trying to make money, well, yeah, you should be like an A&R or a record executive or a music producer. Right off the top, somebody who creates the track gets 50%. 50%. You know what I mean? And if you're a
Right.
writer, depending on who all wrote it with you, y'all get another percent. You know what I mean? If you're producing a TV show, if you're putting a TV show together, or if you're the director of a pilot of a TV show, people have to know what these standard rates are. A director of a pilot, okay, the pilot is the first episode, the pitched episode of any television series. If you direct the pilot of, let's say, Friends on a network television network, you do the pilot and that show goes on for Friends, you're paid for every single episode of Friends ever. Even if you just directed, any network show, if you direct that pilot, you get
Right.
paid for every single episode. And so that's like somebody going and being like, that's not fair. That's not right. Well, that's the books. So we have to go back and change the books. I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. I don't know that I have a dog in the fight in any regard. But what I'm saying is in any collaboration, whether you're collaborating with a studio, collaborating with a group of people, everybody has a part in what we're playing. We're doing a play. You're the director. You're the actor. Sometimes the actors are the least paid ones. And
a lot of the time.
and that's not necessarily an issue. I know that there was talk and conversations around Tom Brady taking less for his checks on certain teams so that they could afford other players, because he wanted the team to be great, not just for him to enjoy. He really wanted to know that they could win.
Yeah, Michael Jordan did that as
Yeah.
well. He took less.
Same thing with
Yeah.
Will Smith on some of his movies. I've
Yeah.
heard. So my
Yeah.
point is to say that we're all collaborating. We're all trying to figure it out. And it's important to know what you're trying to get out of it. And it's important to also respect that other people want stuff to get out of too. And it's a bartering system. And then sometimes some things are what they are. There are rules in the music industry of what is the norm.
Have you personally worked with a friend in the industry, whether it's acting or singing or whatever, and recording? And what was that experience like for you?
I've worked with mentors or people that I've respected, not necessarily people that are my friends, but I've trusted people. For instance, I did a movie for Queen Latifah. She did a big deal with Netflix. She was producing, and what a lot of people do in this industry is they produce a smaller film and then they sell it for a lot more money for a company, which is normal and natural. Like they'll do the movie for like $1 million and then they'll go make $10 million giving that movie or other movies to a major network. And so Queen Latifah was doing a deal like that, I imagine, with Netflix, and she wanted me to do a movie and paid me way below my rate. But because this is Queen Latifah and I respect her and I want to collaborate with her and I know what she's doing and what she's building in her brand and the opportunity that she's giving me to continue to expand my brand in a visual sense, maybe not financially, but it's another movie. I'm connected to her. You know what? I'll take this paycheck cut. I'll let her continue to build her brand, her equity, her capital, her relationship with Netflix. And that's great. That's good on her and that's good on me. The next time that I worked with her was doing Scream for MTV that she was producing, and she doubled my rate. And so I say that to say that, things come back around. Things come back around to you when you're doing them for the right reasons. For me, it wasn't about the money. I was leveraging the opportunity to continue to grow in this and learn from someone like Queen Latifah, to support her, and the opportunity to be seen more. Netflix was still just rising at that point in time. And so all of those things were what I thought about. It wasn't just how much I'm getting paid and how much they need. I'm not thinking about that, because when it came back around, this was at a time when she raised my rate. This was at a time where they could use your previous rate to decide what your current rate should be. So what she did was really amazing, because she allowed for me to get paid now more than I ever had before. She raised it, So anyway, I'm a team player kind of person, but I'm very clear on what I want and what my expectations are, and I know what is of value to me. And money isn't always the value. For me, relationships are currency because you could go broke today. And if you have relationships and resources, you'll be rich tomorrow. That's just
Right.
how
I
I
think
see it.
relationships are important, but just for me, I think that I can be a team player and I definitely work on that. But I just think just trying to explain stuff to people and try to get them to do stuff. It's almost like when you talk to certain people and you tell them what you're trying to do, they're not interested because it wasn't their idea. So, like, if it's not their idea, they didn't come up with it, they don't want to put the hard work behind it because it's not anything that they're passionate about. And I've seen it in this industry so many times that you work and you put it all together and you make it make sense to the masses or whatever, and then they come and want to jump on the bandwagon. It's like, dude, I was trying to explain this to you 5 years ago and you weren't even listening to me. So it's like, why am I wasting my time now?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm excited to get into this conversation with JT because she obviously has had a public relationship with someone and a very public, working relationship with Young Miami and the group City Girls. So I'm excited to hear her take, what her pros and cons are and what the future could look like. Thanks, Mom.
No problem.
Some think that to be the best, you have to focus on one thing. That you can either be a singer or an actor, a podcaster or a TV show host. But anyone who has ever listened to this show knows that the best, oh baby, the best are giving everything. Myself included. And you know who else is giving you everything? That's our sponsor, BMW. BMW gives you power and control, style and confidence, luxury and speed. I mean, as long as I can remember, when I think about a car that screams luxury and cool, casual elegance, I'm thinking about a BMW. I mean, they're just so beautiful. But what good is style without substance? You know what I mean? I want a car that not only looks good, but really delivers from its features, from wireless phone charging to the absolutely massive curved display that'll keep you on track and entertained throughout your trip. There are so many things to love about a BMW beyond just how gorgeous it is. Whether it's power and luxury or capability and control, BMW has the ultimate vehicle just for you. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Baby, this is Keke. Guys, I'm too thrilled for my guest today. She makes up half of the rap duo City Girls. She has her own lifestyle brand, and last year she launched an initiative to help provide resources to formerly incarcerated women. Period. You already know who it is. JT, welcome to the show. Hey, girl.
Hi, everybody.
Girl, so where you at right now? You in Miami?
No, I'm in LA. I don't live in Miami no more. But I don't
So
live
where
here
you
either,
at?
but I'm working.
You working. You in the studio, you collabing with artists, you doing your own solo thing, getting ready for your album. What you doing?
Well, I'm actually out here finishing the last finishing touches to City Cinderella, my first solo project.
Girl, now that's T-Woo. How's it going so far? I mean, how do you feel about the project?
I love it. I love it so much. I really, really, really love this project. It's the type of music I would listen to all day. So,
Oh
and
my
I
God.
just feel like it's a missing piece to female rap in rap period right now. So I just love it so much.
Well, I definitely want to get into that and everything that you've been working on because, girl, from Sideways to Okay, I've been tuned in. You're my girl. So I definitely want to get into all that. Also want to get into City Girl stuff. But first, I want to talk about your individual evolution as an artist, okay? Because you released your first mixtape what was it, 2018?
Mm-hmm.
How would you compare who you were then, to who that JT was, to who you are now?
I would say that I wasn't an artist then. I didn't know much about branding and building a world around myself and how important it is to be a brand, an artist. Even when making music, you have to, make sure that you are very neat with the world around you and what people know you for.
So you feel like back then you was kind of just out there having fun, just doing whatever, but now your idea of just music in general is about creating the whole package.
Yes, yes, for sure. Like I feel like when I first started rapping, it was very lifestyle. It was
Hmm.
very about, money, cars, clothes, and it still is, but it just was basically lifestyle rap. And now I feel like as an artist, I'm working so much harder building a world around me, like groundwork, and just being a black woman in the industry is it's not that easy, but it takes a lot of work, money,
Definitely heavy on
dedication,
the money.
heavy on the money to build a world around you and an aesthetic, and
Yeah.
the lane that I'm going in, it all comes from me. And yeah, I just know that it's different now because I would have took my money probably years ago and bought a purse, but it's like nowadays I be investing my money into me, my
Yes.
career.
Now, when you released that first mixtape, what was your vision for the City Girls? Like, I know you say you was rapping about lifestyle, but did you have an idea of where you wanted to be with music back then, or what you wanted, yourself to be?
No, I'm not gonna lie. When we came into the game, it was kind of everything happened rapidly for us. We only had like 2 songs, and then when we like right off the bat, we had a feature with Drake, and it's just like I feel like we really didn't have the chance to really develop as artists, and we didn't have the chance to really understand how important it was to be artists. It was just like everything was just happening so fast.
So when y'all started popping off, what would you say y'all's friendship was like? Like, was y'all hanging out every day, or was it every now and then? This my home girl. Like, what type of friends was y'all?
We were working a lot. That's what I could say. We were working a lot
Yeah.
only because I had to go to prison. So we were working a lot. We were working our ass off. I had to leave to go to prison with the album and everything. Like I said, when we first started, it was moving rapid for us. Like it wasn't really
Yeah.
it wasn't really much playtime in between. I feel like me and Carisha did not have much time to have a lot of fun. When I think back of
Hmm.
those times, I was like, damn, that was fun. But in a moment, it didn't seem like it was, playtime. It was always work for us. Like every
Yeah.
day we were trying to make content. We were making music. We had to, because when we got signed, we literally only had a few records. So we had to create projects.
Were you excited thinking about when you got out, or were you kind of like, man, I'm a little bit annoyed that I'm not a part of these moments?
Well, I've mentally prepared myself to go to prison. I always like thought about it like literally every day. And like I told you before, I didn't consider I wasn't an artist yet. I was still developing as an artist.
Yes.
So it was just everything was just happening so fast. And when I went to jail, we had just dropped Period, and
Mm-hmm.
we had In My Feelings, and that was like the most popular song ever. And people will always just come and be like, "Are you the girl? Are you the girl? The girl?" And it was just like annoying as fuck. But it was days I was depressed. Of course, when you go to prison, everybody's depressed. Everybody have anxiety in prison because it's like
Absolutely.
you are literally counting down for a day to be free. Like every day you're looking forward to something. So
Mm-hmm.
I started to see like Act Up was rising while I was in
Yeah.
prison. I would hear Carisha on features. Like I was always in tune. I had my little MP3 player, and I had Billboard magazines. I had a Double XL. I had any music, Rolling Stone, every
Yeah. Just keeping
subscription,
yourself inspired and keeping
keeping
yourself up
myself
to date.
inspired, up to date. I didn't. Well, I had Core Links and I didn't have internet in prison, but I had Core Links and JP. So all I had was books and like
Yep.
magazines, and I feel like, and I had the radio. I had the radio, so I would always hear our songs on the radio. So I knew we were like climbing. And
Yeah.
then when I got out of prison, I couldn't work as soon as I got out of prison. We dropped the song, but
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't supposed to drop a song. I couldn't shoot a video. I couldn't do
And that's just because of the technical. I mean, not the technical, but the legal
the
stuff would just
stipulations.
get the
Yep,
stipulate. Boom. That was just a stipulations.
that was a
So,
stipulation.
come on, stipulations. So, real quick, I want to talk about your experience. So, obviously, boom, y'all friends. A record go off. Y'all working, working, working. You got to go to prison. You was mentally prepared. But I know for me, when I was always on the road, and my family sometimes couldn't come with me if I was working, doing a movie, or going on tour when I was younger. Sometimes when I would come back, it would be like everything changed, and I would have to like tell them all the new food I tried, all the new experiences I had, everything I had learned. So I'm curious, especially when you're working with somebody in a duo, even though they're your friend, they're having a different experience than you're having. So was there ever a time of like a culture shock, or like, damn girl, what's been happening since I've been gone, where you had to kind of catch up on?
No, I knew, like, I swear to God, when I was in jail, I knew everything. Like, we would talk all the time, like, on Core Links and on the
Wow.
phone. And every time, like, something to go down, they'd talk about everything on the radio. It's so crazy how much information the radio actually gives. Sometimes it'd be a little lies, but the radio do be up to date. So I had the radio, and she would tell me, like, she would email me, and, like, we'll talk about
Wow.
so I would know. And then it's like, when I got out, the only thing that was different was she was a new mom.
Whoa.
She had just had Summer, so that was different.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
So she that had happened, and then we couldn't hang out like that when I first got out because I was living in Atlanta. I had to do my halfway house in Atlanta to get more time, and a lot of people never knew that. They were like, "Oh, why we don't never see them together?" It's because I had to move, and because Miami wasn't giving away a lot of halfway time, so I lived in Atlanta to be able to get out of prison earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I was living in Atlanta, I was in Atlanta, she was in Miami, and then I couldn't, and then COVID hit.
But I mean, that's difficult and annoying too. Like people always commenting on something, or like commenting on your relationship, putting you guys against each other. Oh, I like her rapping better. Oh, I like that. And then at the same time, you're your own individual trying to just like really evolve and become who you're trying to become. So for you, how did you balance that? I mean, is it a conversation where you sit down and like, look, girl, can you believe what the people are saying? Or do y'all ignore it? How do you kind of waver that as a duo?
I feel like at first we did. Like at first it'll be like, what the. And then after a while, it just got very annoying and very to the point that it's not even nothing to talk about no more. It's just what happens. And and the only time I have a problem, if it's really a problem, is never because what nobody on the internet is saying, because they just bullshit on the internet. And if I try to explain myself, I'm wrong. I never met a group of people that no matter what you say, they already have it programmed in their brain of who you are
the internet
or what
all
you mean.
day.
So it's just like after a while, it became like white noise. Like they're gonna say it's annoying, but it's gonna be said. But I just don't think that should hold us back from being individuals. That's why I'm so proud of where we at right now.
Yeah.
And we able to be ourselves, step out. They're gonna always compare us because we are a girl group. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, what really matters is your real life and what you're doing in real life and where you're going. It's always gonna be people on the internet talking because they're always on the internet. But you gotta remember, it's some people that's just not on the internet.
Right.
They're not on the internet.
Literally, I tell people that all the time. There's really not that many people that you think is on the internet as they are. So if the internet is arguing, let them argue about you and move on. What do you feel like is the biggest difference with just how you came in the game as with your duo, and then now doing everything? So not everything, because obviously I'm still sure there's a future with City Girls, and I want to ask about that. But ultimately, right now you're in your solo bag. How has your experience differed? Like, is it sometimes like you look to your left or you look to your right and you're like, where's my girl?
I'm not gonna lie. I be so in my zone and just trying to get to it. And I feel like it's all gonna be beneficial for both of us at the end of the day. And I feel like being by myself, the thing is that is different is that my opinion is my opinion. It don't have to go through 5 different hands. It's just like I'm telling my label and they like, okay, Miss Mamas, it worked the first 2 times because we didn't think that it was going to work them first 2 times. So we going to trust you the 3rd time, and it worked the 3rd time. So it's just like, okay, this bitch know what she's doing and she know what she's talking about. So I don't think that when I go out and to perform or to do anything, I don't look left or right, baby. I look straight ahead.
So what was going through, for a minute I thought it was like a little publicity stunt, but what was going through your mind when you in Miami was going back and forth and people was trying to pick it up, and then y'all immediately closed it out within literally like 30 minutes or less? Like, were you gagged or were you like, I don't care?
From which side? Like from my side?
Just gagged that it was a public thing. Like gagged that, okay, we really online, me and my girl really online going back and forth. I mean, it's not that unusual. Y'all are just popular.
No, I wasn't gagged. I knew that it was gonna end up there. It was gonna end up somewhere, but I wasn't gagged. I wasn't gagged, and I was more so hurt than gagged. I would say that. Like I did not
Mm,
want that to happen, but it's just like when you get to the point of ego, and it's like it gets there. You know, you forget
yeah,
to express yourself in a private setting, or you forget to talk like adults, because it's both of us getting this attitude of who the you think you are, you know? And then
yeah,
it's just like it happened, and it was stupid, and it's done. It's over
yeah.
with, and and now it's funny to both of us.
You guys
Now it's
handled it really
hilarious to
well.
both of us. Now it's just a funny thing in time to us. Like I can't believe you. You know,
Yeah, you guys handled it really, really well.
I just like I said, I feel like when we do speak on it and whatever happened, if we ever speak on it, she should be able to tell her side or how she feel, or like, because we both were dead ass wrong. It wasn't no right person in that situation, and I feel like that's just something that we should talk about as adults, like, because it's a key now. Like it's very funny. Like when I think about it, I can't believe it. And she texted me the other day about something, and because me, I always be just. And I was like, oh, girl, I forgot. That was the day we was arguing. And I can't believe that we had, like, I was like, girl, okay. Like, that was the day we was arguing or whatever. And that's why. But literally, it became a laughter in history. Like, it's just like something that we both will never forget. And I'm glad it didn't get out of hand. It was very, you. It wasn't personal. It would never be personal. It would never be no tea spill.
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
What's the best way to describe imagination? To me, it's like watching a movie in my head. A movie I created and cast. Like, maybe in this movie, okay, follow along with me. I'm a queer college student at a New England liberal arts school who discovers a body in the woods and tries to crack the case, all while experiencing a healthy dose of college debauchery. And of course, y'all may be asking, Keke, why are you imagining this oddly specific scenario? Well, it's because that's the plot of the Audible original title I was just listening to. It's called The Groves, and some of the narrators include friends of mine, like Jerry Johnson and Renee Rapp. Y'all have to listen along for their electric performances. But what I'm saying is, Audible is the place to take your imagination to the next level. Their listening experiences make you feel like you're living in the story. And what you want that story to be, well, that's up to you. Audible has thousands of titles in every genre, including bestsellers and new releases, celebrity memoirs, mysteries, and thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, and more. So the next time you're commuting to work, taking a walk, or just relaxing, escape to another world. Just find your title of choice on the Audible app and dive into captivating stories, inspiration, and dynamic performances. As an Audible member, you get one bestseller or new release every month to keep from their entire selection. There's more to imagine when you listen. Try Audible today, and your first audiobook is free at audible.com/Keke. That's audible.com/KEKE. Y'all know that I come from a family that likes to work hard. My parents instilled in me that working hard builds character, and I take pride in that. But y'all also know that sometimes even a Virgo queen needs to prioritize rest and relaxation. I use Airbnb all the time, whether it's with my girlfriends or for a trip with a lover. And you cannot beat the space and the locations that you can get with Airbnb. My favorite Airbnb of all time was one of those bubble houses tucked away in the Joshua Tree Desert with the most delicious outdoor jacuzzi situation. Oh, imagine the most private and posh human-sized fishbowl you've ever seen in your life. It was the perfect combination of luxury and quirkiness with the added bonus of the most amazing views. Your girl loves the finer things in life, but make no mistake, I'm also a Midwestern girl, so I love a little indoor-outdoor moment. Getting a chance to sit back and soak in my own literal bubble while surrounded by the majesty of nature. Hotels just can't keep up. Listen, y'all, I am an Airbnb fan through and through, and I've had so many memorable experiences with my friends and family, and I can't wait to share more of them with y'all this summer. What do you think you would say to someone that is, in a group or working with somebody that they is a close friend, a relationship they're trying to maintain, but they're doing business? What kind of advice do you think you would give in terms of helping to maintain, a healthy boundary and relationship with that you've learned from your relationship with Miami?
If you're gonna be in a group, right? I feel like know if that's what you want to do and make sure that's what you're doing. In a group, you gotta make sure like everything is the group. Like, and you can't let other people get in your head because it's not always the media that get in your head. You gotta remember that it's people behind the strings that get in your head and get A&R. It'd be the simplest people.
You better talk
that
about them A&Rs, because some of them,
It'd be the simplest
woo, chill.
that will cause confusion. And the one less thing that you should have, if you think something, discuss it with your group member. Don't think in your head like right off the bat, like, okay, well, she must be dead do that. Or why she what the don't do that. Just talk to him or her about it. Like, hey, do you feel like this about this? Do you feel like this about this song? Did you do this? Don't let nobody else tell you nothing. Don't let it become a buildup.
Yeah.
Don't just always talk about something right then and there and just try to leave your ego out. But it's so hard to not have ego in this game.
It's hard because everybody does take themselves seriously to a point, and then everybody always wants to help everybody. Like, I know for me, when you just said that right now, it made me think about this situation that happened with me in music with my mom when I was younger. Now, I'm a kid, I'm doing my music, things aren't going our way, it's really hard with the labels, and A&R pretty much says to my mom, like, you need to get her to record this song. Like, she needs to record this song, and when she records this song, it'll open up the budget, we'll do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I've been telling them I don't want to record this song. This song is not a good song to me. Like, I'm not going to let them force me to do it. But in my mom's mind, she's thinking like, oh, this is going to help my daughter. And my daughter is a little girl. Like, I got to help her. I'm going to do what's best. And so she kind of like created a manipulative scenario to get me to do the song. And it was like it was a huge thing in a breakdown of our relationship. That's my mom. But like, it was a moment of this industry, to your point, people working and coming in between people that you care about. And I just know firsthand, it's like somebody can think that they're helping. Like, my mom thought she was helping me, but in turn, it was actually like a personal betrayal. And so I totally
you didn't like the song.
I didn't like the song, and so she kind of like, it's hard to explain, but like, she convinced me to do the song because she's my mom. You know what I'm saying? She convinced me to do the song.
Of course.
And the label pushed her into doing that.
Right. So that's what I tell you. That's why I say the least of the concern is what you open your phone to. It's what you deal with behind the phone. And I feel like a lot of people will try to say like the internet. And it be the internet too. But majority of the time, if you have real shit going on in life and then you log in, you start to think in your head, maybe this is true. Or maybe this is right. Or maybe I ain't wrong. But it's all a thing in the past. And
yeah. So what was you thinking when you put Sideways together, Miss Girl? Because they're everybody a choke.
Oh my God. Okay, so Sideways was a whole nother song. That song is inspired by Jackie O. She have this song that it be like, I ain't friendly, and I'm PMSing, and my lights ain't on, and my rent man. Like, it's just like, somebody tell me when the change gonna come. It's this song that's called Change Gonna Come by Jackie O. And if you listen to that, you would definitely hear Sideways, the
energy, the vibe
from Sideways and that. And I feel like she's so much inside of me. You know what I'm trying to say? I love, like, my obsession with Jackie O is what I want a fan to feel about me. Like, I want somebody to grow the fuck up and be 30 years old and still have that feeling for me. Like, if she gonna do a show, I don't care who show up, I'm gonna be there, like, singing her shit word for word to this day. And I feel like I'm just so her. She a Sagittarius too.
Period. I'm a Sag boom.
Yes, she's so sad, and I feel like our energy intimidate people in a way. We speak with a vengeance, and how we demand shit. People just don't like it, and it's like, let me turn this down, but it's just almost impossible to turn it down. But that
I feel like every
was,
single song you've done on your own has like literally had a viral moment. I mean, no bars. Like, what do you think about? How do you feel about that? You know what I mean?
I
To
don't
see that
know.
reaction. I mean, it has to feel so good.
It
You know what I'm
feels so,
saying?
of course, it feels so
Yeah,
good.
girl.
It feel even better when I do rap cam. I love doing rap cam with my fans because I love to see how it makes them feel. Like I know how it make me feel when I made it, but I want to know how my music make you feel. So I feel like when I do rap cam, that's when it all come back to me like, oh, you that bitch, like you did that. You making people feel your music. They ain't just
Mm-hmm.
dancing, they're rapping and shit. So rap
Yes.
cam is my favorite thing to do. But every song that I do, when, I'm a musician. When I go in that motherfucking booth or when I go in there to write these records and put these records together, I'm like, this gonna be the part, or that's gonna be the part, or this gonna be the part. But when I moved along, I always thought that I didn't know one, no bars was gonna be viral. I
Girl,
thought
mwah,
that
no
I
bars.
never thought that was gonna be viral. I
Woo!
thought that the talking part in the middle, that was always my favorite part. I knew the pretty like a transgender line was gonna, go all around. I knew it was gonna gag the line.
Girl, yes.
And I just knew that, but I just did not know that no bars was gonna do that. So
So what is that? What is the you of it all? What is that essence and that flavor? Is that Miami? Is that the persona that you started to evolve and grow into after, coming in the industry and just experiencing the world? Like what the JT that you grow into, how did you pull to create this aesthetic? Like I have to know.
I swear to God, like what people don't know about me is like when I went to college for fashion merchandising, I had a
Oh,
business called Fly Support where I made custom shirts um for football girlfriends and wives because at the time I was dating a football player. I literally always
now that's T-Boo.
yes, I always built around me and I
Yeah.
always created motion and movement and money around me. I always accumulated success. Like always. I always been a hustler. I feel like the biggest mistake I did make was scamming because it landed my ass in prison, but I even made money doing that. I just
Happens.
always
God is
been
good.
right. I always been a visionary and I always just had the gift of growth and just got favor over my life. So I don't it's just me. This always
Amen to
been
all of that.
me.
That
It's
amen.
just me. This always have been me. It's just like people get to see it now because you're just looking directly at me. But if you look
Yeah, yeah.
back into my history on my Facebook, if you can look past those mugshots, I think a lot of people just stop at the mugshots. But they
Girl,
don't look at
please.
they just stop at the mugshots and they don't go deeper into my history of like when I dropped out of school, I went back to school and I
Hmm.
got 24 credits in like a year and passed the FK and did everything. I always been smart. I always been elite. Um, but I just always been on my own timing. I could say that. Like I
Yeah.
always been a girl of my own timing. It's
And
never
I don't
when
think there's
nobody
anything wrong with that. I think that that's got to be encouraged more because people try to press you and push you and get you out there for you're not ready. And especially when it comes to being an artist, you have to have time to experience and evolve.
and it has to feel like the right time. When it don't feel like the
Hmm.
right time, it's not the right time. I met this little girl at my pop up shop. She was a little girl. She was like 6 years old, and
Yeah.
her aunt brought her, and she was like, "She want to dance for you. She want to dance for you." But the little girl was so scared, so she was getting mad at the little girl. Like she wanted. So I pulled the little girl to the side. I said, "You have all day to dance, okay? If you wanna, whenever you feel like you wanna dance, you pick the song, and I'm gonna let you dance to it. I will never rush you." The little girl tapped me and said, "I'm ready, like 15 minutes. I'm ready." She did her thing. And I let her know, don't ever let nobody push you and rush you to dance because they want you to dance. And the aunt was looking at like it was just a good experience for her. And I feel like a lot of parents, aunts, and like family members are forcing people to be ready when they're
Yeah.
not. And when you ready, you will know you ready. The world will know you ready. You will see that, okay, this
Yeah.
is ready. So
It's that thing that people always have where it's like, oh, I'm gonna miss my chance or this is my shot. And like you were saying, people try to say that type of stuff online or whatever about somebody. And it's like, baby, life is a marathon. Y'all love talking about that line when it comes to Nipsey, but did y'all know what he was talking about for real? It's a marathon. It's not a race. It's not where I started. It's not where I'm at in the middle. It's where I end up. And that takes time. It
it
really,
takes
really does.
time. It takes time and real work and real groundwork and real vision. If everything is handed to you, it can be taken away. So you got to remember that. And you have to remember that even when it seems like you're behind, you're not behind. We all have a destination in life and it's all written for
Yes.
us. So just because you moving fast, that don't mean you're going to stop faster. Or just because you're
Yeah.
moving slow. It's just It's whatever you feel, and just make sure you're happy. I remember it was a time I went through a very depressing time, thinking that I was behind, and I would my boyfriend would always talk to me about it, and just like
Yeah.
it's just music, and you can put it out at any given time, and if the song good enough, or it will resonate with a group of people, so you're never behind when it comes to putting out music.
You're talking about Uzi, yeah?
Yes.
So Uzi, girl, I just want to make sure. I want to make sure. I love that. I agree with everything he said, and I know, and I feel that on a real level from knowing him way back in Atlanta. He was in the studio, he be working, and everybody in the city knew him, but it wasn't like everybody know his music now. And he acted the same way that he is today, and it was always like, I'm Uzi, I'm gonna be Uzi. Like, he had this energy, and so I remember when I was like, that's the same nigga that I remember when we became the Uzi that we know now. And I love that he was telling you that, because he's somebody that literally lives that. Like, he lived that. I watched him be like, I'm who I am before y'all know who I am, and I'm always going to bring what I'm bringing to the industry.
Oh my God.
He's always been that way. And it's like, it's
Confident
true. There's an
and
audience for everyone.
He's a Leo, so he just know he just like, you can't tell him nothing about himself. Like, he never phased. He's so Leo, like whatever. Like, so I'm lucky to know someone like him. Even though I don't listen to nothing he say, like, I still be going off on the end, because he'll tell me like, baby, you need to stop. Like, put the phone down. Like, you are a celebrity. And I be like,
but I do, again, I think everybody is different. So I do love when you get into your bag and you be talking, you be dragging the girls. I DM you real quick and I be like, eat her up. Like, I live for it. So it's a part of, it's part of your tease. It's like, that's JT.
Yes.
Don't come for her. Like,
no,
don't. I like that.
Don't. I love it. I love it. And some days I don't. It depends on the situation. Sometimes I feel dirty after arguing. Don't get me wrong. I be like, "Ooh, girl, you's a dirty bitch. Why was you sitting up there?" I feel dirty.
What?
But you know what? I have to. I always have to take it to hell with just because I don't know what it is about me. Just don't like me. And if you go and ask big bitches why they don't like me, I promise you they don't have no good. They don't have no reason. I think because I give this standoff, I don't want to be bothered energy to bitches, but I with who I with. And then when I fuck you heavy. I feel like we just all forced to be this kumbaya.
And I feel like when you I feel like obviously you're very beautiful, you're very successful. And I think we sometimes are in this time where people think, well, because you have it all, I should be able to say whatever I want to say with you. Like, you should deal with that. And you're like, no, honey, I don't care what you think I got. I don't care how you think I'm living. I'm still going to drag your ass no matter what. And so I think that's why sometimes people be, I don't know what's in people's heads, but I know you're a nice person.
But it's literally not only the trolls. It's real people who's in my space, in my vicinity, who should not be even saying my fucking name, but they still do. And I feel like they say it because they know I'm a reactor. You're right, I am. And it's like, I want to change from that. I really, really do. I swear to God, I really, really want to pray that out of me. Like, I don't want to be that girl to react so fast.
Yeah.
But as of now, it's like, y'all just have me up. Sometimes I feel like just like huddling up, like, let's get this bitch. And it's just never.
Well, let's talk about that, because I do think that there is something to that. When you are, again, a successful person, a beautiful person, you have something that people want, they absolutely will try to get you up out your spot. Oh, let me try to do. That's a very real thing. Like, let me get her in trouble, or let me get her to. That's like, that's the street type shit. People will try to be like, let me get him mad so he can get mad. So definitely that is a form of hating, to just say something and set the stage to gaslight you.
It's always when I put out music. It's always when I put out music. When I put out music with the City Girls, I never used to argue on release date. It's like a release week. Ever since I've been solo, baby. These people in my neck, I'm like, Lord, please leave me the alone. But then I'll be like, okay, baby, let me put on my shoes, because I'm going to get out there with you every time. But I literally want bitches to leave me alone. Like, I swear to God. And then it'd be the bitches at home. They be like, oh, she be starting shit. Please show me every time. Like, I never.
I'm here to tell you, girl, as long as you're bomb as fuck, These bitches not gonna leave you alone. So, we're young. We have time to. Back in the day, my mama used to cuss everybody out. I remember we went to private school. She cussed out the archdiocese. She has changed so much. By the time she got like 40, 50, she calmed down. So you got about like 15 more years of cussing people out, and then you be tired.
15 more. Ooh, I don't know if I can do 15 more. I just want to at least give me 2 more. I'm just really trying to just be successful. I want to make my mom proud, and I want to make the girls that look up to me proud, baby. I don't want them to be looking on the internet and telling me like seeing me act like how they know that I don't act, And
But they're watching you grow in real time. Obviously, our generation, that's one of the things that's dope about us, but also one of the things that's hard about us, that people get to see us do everything live. And then it's like, man, I grew past that. Stop bringing up that old stuff. So it's a process, but again, from the beginning to where we're going to end up, it's going to be a beautiful story to tell. So I think it's like we got to give ourselves grace. Like every decision we make is not going to be perfect. I done had some embarrassing moments, some crazy moments.
And it's okay. And that I reached out to you.
Literally.
Yes, because I'm just a real bitch, and I think that people just don't know that. And I feel like if you want to feel that from me, like, oh, I don't get embraced by this bitch. But it's just like I feel who I feel, and
you have always been that way towards me, and me towards you. It's very real.
It's always a real thing, and it don't have to be publicized all the time. Like somebody asked me the other day to do something for them, and I said no. Okay, and I said, why would I do that if I don't talk to you on a regular, if we not cool like that for real? And it was a girl, and I was like, everything is not for PR. But I was telling my team that, I'm like, everything is not for PR. Like, let's get back to the roots of things being real again. And that's why when you reached out about this, I'm like, yeah, Keke my girl. And people don't even know Keke's my girl. I'm gonna do this for Keke. But people are out here trying to build unhealthy, unreal bonds for clicks and
for clout.
Moments.
It's all the clout stuff. Let's have a play date.
Then you make me feel betrayed right after I give you the moment because you don't owe me shit. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. You don't owe me shit. So to keep my feelings from being hurt, I just say, you know what? If I want to. Yeah. And I think that people can't accept that because they just literally, they so used to everything happen the way they want it.
And I want to take a moment of what you're saying with that, because I know that you feel the same way, because I see it online sometimes where it's like people want to know why you're a celebrity and not always with celebrities. Bitch, that's not realistic.
I live with a celebrity.
Babe, I can't be outside just for these I mean, even with me, I just went to the Met Gala and it's a wonderful time, but I couldn't meet y'all at the after party, baby. I'm tired. I don't know y'all like that. We just all in the same industry. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't like when people are always doing that. It's very exhausting. Like, I hang out with people that you don't know. You know what I mean?
Right. I love
everybody's not a celebrity.
I love everybody. I wish everybody well, and I respect who respect me. I'ma just say that much. But you're right. Like, I feel like we are so forced, right? That I think the internet think that celebrities live in the same house. Like we don't.
I don't know these people.
Half of the time when they be like, you was talking about her, and I'm like, I'm not talking about her. I don't even know this. And it's like they think that we know each other more than what we do. And I think that like these people like be thinking that we are just in this big ass school when we are really human beings outside of the internet. I'm walking dogs, I'm cooking.
Literally.
I have on a bonnet. I'm just like you.
Literally.
And I think that
like, girl, just because we both work at Amazon don't mean we at the same damn warehouse. Be for real. I don't know you.
Or that don't mean we even talking when we putting on the machine to go. It's like we all have to take care of our family, and we all, girl, I could go on and on about this industry shit. But I learned, I remember coming in so eager to be accepted. And it's a few things that happened to me that make me be like, this go around is about me. Do you feel me?
Yes.
This go around is about me. I don't care for nothing. Like if when we do things together, I hope it come out of love, you know?
Right, that's right. That's right. And by the way, if we're working and somehow make a connect, that's cool too. But the just I'm outside and y'all outside and I gotta be outside to get this video with y'all, I can't do it, Bookie Bud. It don't even make no sense to me. I can't fake the funk. I gotta just when I see you and we rock. And if that's the moment,
yeah, when we see each other, it's always gonna be respect. It's always gonna be always gonna be respect when it comes to me. I respect everybody when I'm outside. I'm very sweet. I'm very polite. And it be the bitches who never met me or never hung out with me that don't like me. But it's never the bitches that meet me and know me. It's the bitches that don't know me, who assume, and they try to be the hero for the people that they think that this bitch is a villain. It's nobody can hero. No, it's never gonna be that. I think
okay,
that's
I'm a villain in your story, but you're the clown in mine. So now
the clown,
next.
the dirt, the scum, the bottom, all of that.
It's not ever given what y'all needed to give, and people always want to make somebody a villain. Girl, I could talk to you all day about this. I know you got other things. I need to let you go. But before I do that, I want to play a little game. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's called Quickies with Keke. I'm going to give you a few this or that style questions, and all you have to do is pick one. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. Favorite Miami rapper, Trick or Trina?
Trina. Oh, my God. I love you, Trick. But, I mean...
Come on, Trina. Period. Uchi wally wally. Uchi bang. Okay. Best zodiac sign, Virgo or Taurus? Besides Sagittarius, obviously. You said Taurus, Miss Girl?
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that because you know I'm a Virgo. This is very much crazy right now what you just did.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, favorite artist to collab with, Doja Cat or Lil Baby? This is a good question. I'm interested in what you're going to say.
It can't be all three of us on a song.
That would be fire. But no. I wonder who you're going to say. I know who I want you to say. Because you and this person, to me, would be probably like my favorite ass record if y'all did this.
I want to do it with both of them, but I'm going to say Doja Cat.
Period. You and Doja Cat on a track together would give me all the life I need. I'm not even playing with you.
I'm going to say Doja. I'm going to say Doja because I just feel like as an artist, I love her creativity. I love what she brought to talk. She's very fun to work with. And she's just like, she's very cool in real life. I can say that. I met her.
I really like her.
Yeah, I like her too. I like Doja Cat. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay, favorite JT single, No Bars or Sideways?
No Bars.
No bars. Remember when that sound, when the wireless outage went down and nobody could get on their phones and everybody was like, no bars. Okay, last one. And I feel like I know the answer to this one, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. New York or Miami?
Miami.
I don't know why I thought you was gonna say New York. You go because you said that's where your bookie at. So I'm like, she gonna say New York because her bookie.
That's where we at. We live together.
See? But Miami is your hometown, so it makes sense.
I love Miami. Miami will always be home. When I go to Miami, I get carried away. I love Miami. I love the sun. It's the sun for me. Like, I need that sun.
The weather is beautiful, for sure.
The weather is beautiful. The people are beautiful. My family, my friends, they make me feel so full of joy. But they know that JT is just...
She got to be in her work zone. She got to be on her grind
away
time.
From this. She have to be. So they respect it. But it'll always be Miami.
So my last question, I'm letting you go, but I just want to know, when are we getting this album? I know you probably don't have an official date, but just give me a little something for the kids to get into until then, because I'm very excited for this, girl. I'm really excited for you and happy for you.
Me too. City Cinderella is dropping soon. I'm going to say that. It's dropping very, very, very soon. I'm doing the finishing touches now. And
how many records we getting? You could tell us that?
It's in the teens.
Okay, it's in the teens. How many features, if any?
It's 9.
No features, bomb. Okay, all JT. We giving you giving us the story, the life story, or you giving us fantasy?
I'm giving y'all everything. It's a project. It's a project.
You answer these questions very good. Shifty, just enough to tell me something, but not too much. I'm
giving y'all everything. It's just a project. It's a project.
Okay, well, I'm very excited. I'm happy we got to talk, and I mean, just girl, keep killing it. Keep doing your thing. I'm so happy and proud of you.
Thank you, baby. Bye.
Wow. I mean, I've been following the City Girls for years now, but I feel like I have such a deeper understanding, or even just a little bit of an inside peek after our conversation. But I'll be back next, and I hope you will too, because you know it's your girl.
Baby, this is Keke